it is almost Christmas time, and so I was thinking today.
Christmas time.
So I was thinking today.
Is coming near.
So I was thinking today.
Merry Christmas.
So I was thinking today.
Happy New Year.
About all the holidays that
I'll be home for Christmas.
Gone cruising.
Yeah.
And I thought it'd be fun to talk about what it's like to cruise during the holidays on a cruise ship. We've never. What's the closest that we've been to Christmas time? Just the last cruise that we went on?
No, I think that on the Oasis we were on there till maybe like the 15th or the 17th.
Yeah, it was
pretty
close to Christmas. And the cool thing about that royal, that just made me remember.
Yeah, that big beautiful Christmas tree.
Big huge Christmas tree. So the cool thing about cruising during the holidays is usually the cruise lines they go and they make sure that the cruise is decorated for the holiday. And I believe that like they had a parade on the Oasis that Santa Claus was a part of.
Absolutely.
And so they had a huge Christmas tree. I just remember it was near the pizza place.
Yes.
And I just remember we sat there and we had our pizza and we sat by the Christmas tree and we got pictures made by the Christmas tree.
Mm-hmm.
And so the main thing that you're going to run into on the holidays is there's going to be theming. There's going to be decoration around the holidays. We do a group cruise every Halloween on Carnival cruise ships, and they're all themed out in Halloween. They have their own Halloween mascot that's there prominent in their atriums.
Mm-hmm.
They have costume parties
do
costume parades, and they hand out candy, and even in the main dining room they have special food like special desserts based on Halloween.
Right.
What's been your favorite holiday on the cruise?
I have to. So even our first cruise was Easter. It was the Easter cruise, remember? Right. And they were hiding the gold egg.
That's true.
And the little kid in me wanted to run around with the little kids and be super competitive and find that gold egg. But then I had to be happily reminded that I wasn't a child, and it was for the kids.
Yeah, so that was.
But because when I get on a cruise, like, don't you kind of feel like a kid, right? Like no worries in the world, in a sense,
Absolutely. One of my favorite memories from that first cruise, we were sitting, I think, on the promenade. We were on the Carnival Fantasy, and there was one of these golden eggs
in the window,
in the shop window.
Yes.
And a little kid came by and caught the image of that golden egg out of the side of his eye. And he asked his mom, and she's, you couldn't hear what they were saying, but he looked at his mom. He said something, and she shook her head, and then he ran into the shop. And he claimed the golden egg, and I think you took them somewhere and you got some sort of prize. But that was pretty cool. And then also at Easter they had religious services, which was cool. Beautiful. So they made accommodations for people that wanted to celebrate Easter that way. And yeah, it was really neat. A great memory that I had is when we were on the Caribbean Princess. It was during the 4th of July, and then I guess the day before the 4th of July was Canada Day.
Oh, Canada Day.
Yeah, so it was kind of cool. We were there on the cruise ship, and one day it was decorated to celebrate Canadian Independence Day, and then the next day it was there and to celebrate the U.S. Independence Day, and it was just really cool. I mean, it was all themed out, and it was patriotic, and it was really cool. And then, of course, our wedding anniversary was really close to Valentine's Day.
Right.
And I think we've been on a couple cruises during that time of year.
We have.
And I know that primarily for Valentine's Day, opposed to the theming, they usually have some sort of special dinner. Like they have a special menu in the steakhouse and those kind of things. So,
and a rose for the lady.
A rose for the lady. And I think it's just a little more romantic. But overall, I think cruising on a holiday, if you don't... Like right now in our lives, we don't gather together with a lot of family. That could change, but I think it's a great alternative if you're somebody that, life is funny, right? Like when we were kids, or at least when I was a kid, I used to gather together with 30, 40 people on a Christmas or even on an Easter, and then as people grow up and families move away from each other, I don't have that experience anymore. And now that we're moving back to Florida, I think we'll have some more of that experience. We had a great Thanksgiving with your family, but I'm just thinking about the person that may not have the opportunity for that. I think going on a cruise is a really great alternative to that because you get to meet people or you get to be around people and you get to be having fun on a cruise ship. So I highly recommend cruising over the holiday.
I do too. There's so many times, so like you, when we were kids, we had like 40, 50 people in our immediate, our little extended
aunts,
immediate
uncles,
family.
Cousins, all that stuff.
Grandparents. And, every holiday we were together. And like you said, years pass and people move, and then your roots are uprooted and moved other places, and as our kids have left, our holidays have become a little different for us as well, right? Yeah. So there are some times that we're sitting together on a holiday, just you and I.
Right.
And listen, I wouldn't want to be any place else but with you and I. But sometimes it gets a little sad.
Yeah.
So to be on a cruise ship at a holiday, yeah, let's do that.
No, I agree. I think that's completely, I think you're spot on. It's fun just to do things with me and you, but it does seem like in the quiet moments, like on a Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, you start reminiscing, you start thinking about back to, wow, I used to run around with my cousins, or I used to hang out with my grandparents, and it can be a little somber. It can be a little, what should be a completely joyous day, while it is joyous and we do celebrate
Absolutely.
together. You can catch yourself being like, wow, it's a different time in life.
It is, it's a different time that you are so grateful for the day, right?
Yeah.
But you also remember everybody that you've shared that day with.
Yeah.
That may no longer be here with us on Earth. But yeah, I mean, why not be out on a ship if so you don't have to.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I'm just like, I'm in one of those moods. I mean, you're just reminding me that the journey through life is so wild, right? When I was a kid, all I wanted to know was, what did I get for Christmas?
What? Did you ever open your presents beforehand, Anthony?
Yes, I would.
I bet you drove your parents crazy.
I was the kid that had to shake it. If I couldn't guess what you got me and ruin the surprise, I was not happy. I carried a lot of that into my adult life, and I realized that that's no fun. You shouldn't be like that. But when you're a kid, that's all you care about. Okay, what did I get? And it takes a while to deprogram yourself from that. I think that giving gifts at Christmas is a wonderful thing. I think it's a great time to mark the year and celebrate each other with gifts and things like that. But, I've really tried to challenge myself over the last, 20 years of my life or something, to say that, maybe the holidays is more about family and deeper things than just gifts. So, it's a challenge, and I'm super happy to have the opportunity to have family at Christmas. And I'm happy on those times on holidays that we're able to be a part of that cruise family, to be on the cruise ship. And I guess it's super reflective day because we're so close to Christmas, and we've been thinking about 2019. We've been thinking about all the great things that's happened to us this year, and there's been some challenges too. So it's a reflective time, which I guess I read a book one time that said that humans are really in touch with endings and beginnings. And when the year ends and a new one begins, it is a time for reflection. And, hopefully the positives of the year outweigh the negatives. I know in my case, in our case, it definitely does. But it's a good time to be mindful of people that might be hurting out there, people that might be celebrating out there. It's just a super cool time, at least for us, because we're a part of this broad global cruising community.
Right.
Feel super lucky to know the people that we know and to have experienced the people that we experience. And if anything else, hopefully we can be family for people that need family at Christmas.
We're here,
and we can be a part of this cruising community and be welcoming. And so, if you're out there and you're celebrating, we celebrate with you. And if you're out there and you're struggling because it's a hard time of year, we struggle with you, and we love you. And I don't know where that came from, but that's just the thing that this holiday talks made me feel. So much love to the Loca fam. Much love to people that we're just getting to know, and welcome to the family.
That's right. Oh, you're gonna make me cry, Anthony.
Don't cry, Jenny, and don't call me Anthony. All right, Jenny. What
did they call you when you were younger and you were in trouble?
No, when I was in trouble, Anthony Joseph. For fun, they would call me Tony Joe.
Tony Joe. I was wanting to pull that out of there. Just call him Tony Joe.
Trying to pull a lot of Tony Joe out of me.